our parents even had left, and they were there, and I was just thinking of the week of practice we're going to have, and tomorrow's practice, how tough it's going to be. Well, we got a base hit, we got another base hit, we got a walk, we got a grand slam. We were back in the game, and I said, no, thank you, Lord, practice won't be nearly as hard tomorrow. We scored some runs at least. So we were one out away from being mercy. We came back against one of the top two teams in the country, UCLA, and beat them 12-9. Okay, with this game, and that's the awesome thing about it. One pitch can change it, right? And so many of us dwell on pitches, right? It's so hard to get over that. I know I travel all around the country, parents, coaches. How do I get my daughter to be confident? Well, this game is a game of failure. This game will take your confidence away like that. You go up to the plate 10 times, you get out 7 of those 10 times, and you're still considered a good hitter. That's failing 70% of the time. That's tough. Right? If this game was easy, all your friends would play it, but they don't. Okay, you got to be a tough cookie to play this game and to play baseball and softball because you're dealing with failure on an everyday basis. It's how you respond to those failures, how you react. Right? I could have let that game at ASU, I could have let that ruin me, get me down, ruin my whole career. But no, you know what? Every time I took the field, I took that little burning sensation that I had after that game with me. I wanted to be the best that I could be. I wanted to prove to be out there. I wanted to be out there next pitch against ASU. I wanted to be in the College World Series. You got to turn that frustration into determination and take that with you out there on the field. But it's not easy for sure. And how we become confident, I believe, is preparation. If you prepare for a test in the classroom, you study for a test, how do you walk into class? Confident, right? I can remember, teacher, give me that test because I know the answers right here. I can't wait to write it down. Well, if I did study, I was dreading that test all day long, right? And dreading it when I got the test. I was bummed out because I knew I didn't do very good. Same thing with this game, okay? Your confidence comes from preparation, practice. I love the quote, practice like it's competition, compete like it's practice. If you prepare, if you study, you walk out on that field confident. And all we can ask is to be the best that you can be. Right? Don't look to your left, don't look to your right. Find your gift and run with that gift. Okay? We all have special gifts. I may not have the same gifts as Carolyn, right? But Caroline might not have the same gifts as I. But you know what? I'm going to be there supporting her, and that's one of the greatest things about this game is playing a team sport, lifting each other up, encouraging one another, and there's always going to be someone there to wipe away that confidence, right? I had a coach tell me in 10 and under, I would never be a championship pitcher. Okay, well, you know what? Thanks to my dad believing in me, my parents, my mom, always saying you can be if you go out there and work hard with practice. If you want it bad enough, you can be that championship pitcher. Okay, well, kind of funny story is his daughter ended up going to ASU. So we ended up being rivals in college too. But, you know, I could have let that coach break me. But no, I used it as determination. And that same thing with this life. We have negative people, negative coaches. There's always going to be someone telling you what you can't do, what you won't do, what you will never be. But if you want it bad enough, surround yourself with positive people and go for it. The sky's the limit. Just like that one coach told me I'd never be a championship pitcher. No way. Okay, I went on to win a gold medal. Take that, coach. Right? Go out there and prove them wrong. If you want it bad enough, go with it. And that's the greatest thing about even the game tonight. You'll see all these athletes, different sizes, different shapes, different talents. It's one of the best things about this game. I love seeing the diversity on the field. You know, you may be a fast runner, so be the best pinch runner that team has ever had. Or you may be a good bunner, right? Well, be the best bunner that you can be. Find your gift and run with it. Too often I feel like so many of us compare ourselves to other people and then we lose our gift. Find your gift and run with it and be the best that you can be. That's all that we can ask, right? I had a teammate, Laura Berg. She's the only 4-time Olympian for Team USA. Well, she had a coach. She was so hard on herself. Obviously, 4-time Olympian, she's got to be hard on herself. Well, she had a coach tell her, Laura, when you can walk on water, then you can come talk to me. But you're not perfect. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Go out there, work even harder, and strive for that perfection. Just be the best that you can be, and that's all that we can ask. If you can look in the mirror at night and say, I gave it 100%, that's all you can ask. You're being the best that you can be, and that's something that my dad instilled in me from a young girl. Jennie, you've got to be the best that you can be. So my whole team would go swimming on weekends. We go for a tournament. Well, I was a pitcher. My whole team was counting on me. I couldn't swim, so I had to sit by the side of the pool. If it was shady, if it was sunny, I couldn't even be outside. But you know what? When I got to that championship game, that pool was still there at the end. Sometimes it takes big sacrifices to go after your dreams, to go after your goals. I know we have a couple of minutes left, I think, so we can open up to question and answers, so you guys just don't have to listen to me talk. You guys can actually, I can answer whatever, if you have any questions. What age did I start pitching? I started playing when I was 5. I have 2 older brothers who both play baseball, and so when I turned 5, that's what I wanted to do, is be like them, and my parents signed me up to play t-ball. And then I started pitching when I was 8. I think on our team, our coach lined us all up and said, who can throw strikes? And I could somewhat throw strikes, and I could somewhat throw hard, so I found myself in the circle quite a bit. But I love having that ball in my hand. I love working hard with my catcher. I love that camaraderie out there. I love being involved in every pitch. Pitching since I was 8.
What was the name of your first softball team?
My first softball team, I'm going to date myself. Do you guys know who Gumby is? Come on, parents. The big green stretchy guy. Go home and Google Gumby. Well, we were the Gumbies. We were green. Favorite moment was standing on that Olympic podium and getting a gold medal wrapped around my neck. No greater feeling than walking out there. 8 years prior, 2004 was my first Olympics that I competed in. It was in Athens, Greece, where the Olympics began, which was pretty cool. And not only that, but I was sharing the dugout on the same team as women that I looked up to growing up. I waited in line for 4 of those girls' autographs. I went out and watched them play in 1996. I was the first one in the gate with my parents. We wanted to be right by the dugout because I wanted to see what they were doing, how they reacted, how they played, what they were doing in the game. Well, I waited in line for their autograph afterwards. Who would have ever thought that 8 years later I'd be standing on a podium in Athens, getting a gold medal wrapped around my neck with them? Pretty awesome. The sky's the limit, no doubt about it. Do I have any superstitions? I'm a pitcher. I don't like to call them superstitions, I just call it a routine. I like to stick to my routine. Whatever it is, you want to find your sense of confidence, and whatever it is, you want to stick with it. And sometimes if it's not working, sometimes you got to change it up. How old was I when I became famous? I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I am famous. How many medals and trophies do I have? Well, my lovely parents are still storing all the trophies. But I have 2 medals. I was in the 2004 Olympics, which we won gold, and then the 2008 Olympics, we won the silver medal. So 2 Olympic medals. And then a couple World Championships in there, World Cup, all of that. Pretty amazing to be able to travel the world and play against. I remember my first experience was in 1999 at the Junior Olympics, and my first time traveling out of the country, and here I was in Taiwan playing softball against young girls that live all across the country that are playing the same game we do, and I'm thinking, how are we going to play against? They don't even speak the same language. How are we going to understand these umpires? But it's so cool how this game is universal, and it's the bond that we have through the game of softball, and, you know, it's something that you definitely count your blessings to. When you travel out of the country, you realize how blessed we are. You know, we travel and play teams, national teams. These are the country's national teams. Well, they have maybe 2 bats for their entire team, okay? And here we come in with 2 or 3 bats. How many of you guys have 2 or 3 bats in your bat bag? Right? Well, there's country's national teams that only have a couple bats, so they share all of their equipment. So we're pretty blessed. It's awesome to be able to leave that equipment there when we travel out of the country, but there's no greater place in the USA, and how blessed you guys are. So be thankful for that equipment that you have on your back. Respect your equipment for sure. Make sure you thank your parents, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpas, whoever it is that gave you that opportunity, because someone's working real hard to give you that awesome equipment. Am I going to come out of my retirement? Oh, I would love to, but unfortunately I'm pretty busy. My oldest son, Ace, just started kindergarten, and then we have another little boy named Diesel, and he's 2.5 months old. So he's keeping me pretty busy. How did it feel when I won my first game? I don't remember it. I wish I could remember it. But I'm sure pretty awesome. Enough to keep me going. You want me to get out there again. Did I play any other position besides pitcher? First base. Yeah, that's something you guys play as many positions as you can. Because when that college coach comes out and watches you, they're going to go after the athlete that can play infield and outfield. There's more positions, but if you only play one position, it's pretty tough. And I'm telling you this, if you can hit the ball, that coach will find a spot for you out there on that field. Okay, and the more you know, the better of a player you're going to be. I remember, as a first baseman, I needed to know what my outfielders were doing. So if your coach is talking to outfield, well, just because you don't play outfield doesn't mean you don't need to be listening. And you never know where you're going to end up. We had a girl come in as one of the top recruits in the nation to Arizona, never played outfield in her life. Well, she found herself winning with us a national championship in right field because we had a catcher that was a senior that year. And then she ended up catching her sophomore, junior, and senior year. But you never know where you're going to end up, and if you can hit, your coach will find you a spot. So play as many positions as you can, be as diverse in the game as you can. How do I feel about softball not being in the Olympics? Devastating. It's heartbreaking to think. You know, as a female athlete especially, you hope to lead the game with greater opportunity for the future behind you. And I'm so grateful to the woman who worked so hard to open those doors for me, and now young girls don't have that opportunity. So hopefully we're doing everything we can to get it back in. There still is USA softball. We have World Championships. We have World Cup. There's so many events that you can still play USA. And there's a professional league. It's called ProFastPitch.com is the website. National Pro Fast Pitch. There's 4 teams now, and hopefully that will expand and become bigger and bigger and have the opportunity to play professionally in the U.S. How fast can I pitch a softball? My fastest ever was 72 miles an hour. My favorite pitch? Strike 3. Do I have any nicknames? A lot of my teammates call me Finchy, but that's about it. Parents always like this question. How many hours a week did I practice? Well, growing up, usually it was every other day pitching, and then with my team, usually 2 or 3 times a week, and then we were playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pretty much year-round. So, but definitely, I know so many pitchers out there are pitching every single day, so we're seeing so many injuries. Your body needs time to recover, needs time to heal, those muscle fibers need to strengthen back up, so you definitely need that off time. I would definitely recommend every other day. Did I ever have a batter that I always had trouble with? There was a couple of them. Stacy Newman with UCLA. She was a 2-time Olympian also, and she redshirted twice for 2 Olympics, and so we always joking that she was 30 years old playing college softball. But I owned her my junior year. Well, my senior year, she pretty much owned me. But it's never fun. Natasha Watley, you know, those hitters that are triple threats, where they can lay down a bunt, or they can, you know, hit it out of the ballpark. Those hitters are always hard to get. Those lefty slappers that can get on pretty much with, you know, a ground ball to shortstop. That's pretty tough to defend. The most strikeouts I had in a game. I don't know. I'll have to ask my mom. My mom probably knows. How long have I been playing? Well, I started when I was 5, and I retired when I was 30.
Yep.
A long time.
That's nice. I'm gonna end.
When I was little, did my team ever win the World Series? Well, I always played in the AFA National Championship, and I believe I won maybe 3 or 4 national championships when I was in my youth days. What team? The Orange County Batbusters, Firecrackers, Pelton Cruisers.
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. It's actually time. I need to pull.
Cut off. Let me get you